Well, pleasure to talk to you both about this film. I was thinking, first of all, in the dynamic of your character with Rob, that you want to reconnect with your ex-wife. You take her on an adrenaline ride, parachute, boat, helicopter. That must have been so much fun and difficult.
Yes, no, he has set the bar very high for winning your woman back. Now every man is going to have to do all those things. It's a lot. I don't know if they're up for the job. Yes, no, it was incredible. I mean, we were joking, saying planes, trains, and automobiles, even though we didn't get the train. But exactly, we got a parachute, boat. I mean, we really made up for it in other ways. Yeah, no, it's funny because this movie, while being a disaster genre, it's also absolute character piece. It's also a road movie. I mean, there's so many elements to this film that pays homage to some of my favorite genres. So yeah, it was really, all of that was very fun and very exhilarating, and also I think it's important in a journey where we're coming. Our whole goal is to find this beautiful daughter of ours. To mark the different chapters of that journey, and actually each one of those things, they really do start to, as they go from vehicle to vehicle and state to state, they really do find different states of their relationship, and they start to remember what they fell in love with in each other. So it was nice to have that sort of demarcated that way.
And she manages to find a nice English boy on the way, doesn't
yes.
He is so lovely.
He is so lovely. And I think that they sort of have one of these instant connections type of things that maybe wouldn't have gone anywhere had it not been for what happened. And I think that it's sort of interesting what happens when you are in a disaster type situation, and I think it brings out different parts of you and can bring you closer. And I think that they sort of fall in love with different pieces of each other as they go along this journey, and it's really a very lovely little romance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And also very believable, because you would think that in those disasters movies it's not, but you kind of, it has its own journey, which is quite nice.
Yes, yeah. And I think if you're in that type of situation, you either hate each other or you love each other. I think that you sort of, the truth of your truth comes out and who you are as a person comes out, and I think they're both just sort of these wonderful people that their strength and their, truth of who they are come out. There's no time for, playing games, or you just are who you are.
It's true. I was thinking of watching all those visual effects that some of those things must have been real, but I mean, you're riding in a boat against a tide. Mm-hmm. It's probably not real, but how do you make it feel so real?
What's been really helpful, what was so helpful for us in shooting this, is our director, Brad Payton, really tried to make everything as in-camera and practical as possible in a movie that involves a huge amount of green screen. So, for example, like in the helicopter, we were in a stage with a green screen, but on a gimbal, very, very high up, that could spin and turn and twist, and we had wind machines and water machines in the boat, and and obviously she was in that tank is incredible. Exactly. And so we really did have, as much as you can with these kind of films, things to actually respond to as opposed to having to create them. And then we had amazing pre-visuals. I mean, we really, technologically now, it's so advanced that, I mean, we are able to look and see what it will look like to some extent, even to get scope and things like that, which is it's very helpful. But yeah, you're still occasionally looking at a tennis ball on a, on a stick that's like your daughter going down in a building. So there's room for, imagination for sure.
Well, isn't acting what
exactly
make your imagination work?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But for you, less imagination required when they just dipped you in water and said, just survive.
And the physical aspect of it was so important for me as an actor, and to sort of experience what the character was going through. And it's a lot easier to act like you're freezing cold and scared when you are. So I think it's really it was really quite amazing to have that experience of what it felt like to put yourself in a situation where you were that uncomfortable and able to bring yourself to the point of being terrified. And it was fun in all of its, sort of misery, I suppose, because you're actually accomplishing what you set out to accomplish, which is to be terrified and fearful and panicked.
True. And finally, what makes Dwayne Johnson the unique character that he actually is?
He's you can tell too by his media presence what an extraordinary person he is. And he just has such a gracious spirit, and as the lead of the film, he set a tone, I think, for everybody else, and everybody is so hardworking, but I think it made everyone want to work harder because of how hard he works. And he's so involved with the process of making the film, and it was really inspiring to see someone who is that powerful and that strong also be as humble and genuine as he is.
Yeah, he is. He's just an exceptional person who really is passionate every moment. He's the hardest worker in the room, and he also can make you laugh, and he has a great sense of humor. He's a real life force, and a total partner in crime on the acting level too, which is just, I think in this movie he does some of the deepest emotional work that people will have seen him do, and it's really natural and subtle and powerful, and we had a blast, and we all just also so loved being in Australia together, and there's something about being on location that makes you feel like a kid at summer camp. So we had such a fun time together. We were all in the very same spirit.